City dictating possession, but again, Leeds in a good structure at the moment. Rodri square for Shirky. Now he moves it to his right to Diaz. Pushed up by the centre back. Nunez back for Diaz. Leeds now trying to press, but now Diaz inside here. And it's a scoot forwards, but a bit too much on that pass. In the end, it was lifted from Bernardo Silva. Try and look for like some Marmouchian behind. Couldn't find him though. Easily back to Darlow. Now Darlow releases it. Right-footed. Searching for Calvert-Lewin. Headed away from Gay. Now Rodri beats Grueff in the air. It's inside left for Leeds. Gudmundsson takes a heavy touch, but just managed to get around Nunez. Is that a free kick for Leeds? No, I think the referee just waves it away. Though. Easily back to Darlow. Now Darlow releases it. Peter Banks right-footed enough. Searching for Calvert-Lewin. Free kick there. Headed away from Gay. And Rodri beats Grueff in the air. It's inside left for Leeds. Gudmundsson takes a heavy touch, but just managed to get around Nunez. But is that a free kick for Leeds? No, Gudmundsson maybe a bit soft for free kick though. I think Peter Banks did make the right decision there. Now Leeds trying to press Man City. Footy enough. Play out from the back. Free kick there. Headed away from Gay. Diaz's pass, but I think beats Grueff in the air. It's inside left for Leeds. Gudmundsson takes a heavy touch, but just managed to get around Leeds on the left-hand side. Maybe a bit soft. He's really improving on the ball as well. Now Leeds trying to press. Man City there. Even with the criticism from Leeds fans, it always is away from Diaz's pass, I think. Beats Grueff in the end. Inside for Leeds. Diaz kept the faith Leeds on the season's gone on. Maybe been the Leeds revival. He's really improving on the ball. Leeds have a long very well to do his team there. Even with the criticism from Leeds fans, it always pretty easy though from Diaz. Donnarumma, I think. Donnarumma kept the faith to the season's gone on. Been the Leeds revival. And Diaz, he's really improving on the ball. Leeds have a very well to do his team there. Even with the criticism from Leeds fans, it always pretty easy though from Diaz. Donnarumma, I think. Donnarumma, Nunez kept the faith to Diaz. Halfway. Inside to Rodri. The season's gone right back to now. Man City in the centre circle. Diaz. He's really improving on Rashford. On Gay. Lee binds to Rodri from Leeds. Man City here, but great work from Bernardo Silva's place. Man City play it through the centre. Diaz. Attack. Rodri. Now strapped to Man City in the centre circle. Stalemate off the Ampede. He's really improving on Rashford just behind halfway. West Ham go backwards to Stroud. Now what can the Dutchman do here? He goes long, Shout. Down left-hand side for Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin gets him behind. Gay keeps pace. Calvert-Lewin now holds off Gay. Calvert-Lewin turns, squeeze out to Donnarumma, but just wide. That one was a harder chance than the one he had in the first few minutes. But again, Man City, course with the high line. Leeds are trying to exploit it. Strout found Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin was definitely onside. Gay, great recovery pace. Just forced Calvert-Lewin a bit wider than he wanted. Calvert-Lewin turned edge of the 6-yard box in a tight angle, squeezed it beneath Donnarumma, but it squirmed wide in the end. Leeds win it back high up from Man City's goal kick. Stacked to Bogle, swings it towards the back post, flicked away for Nunez. Now Grueff collects it. Grueff heads it down for himself. Grueff going backwards on the left now, turns and plays it forward for Aronson to chase. Aronson keeps in play by the corner flag. Aronson, great feet against Nunez. Lovely from Brendan Aronson. Aronson now lays the pass off. Gudmundsson cuts it back, Stack with a beautiful flick to Ampadu. And now Justin gets a shot off, safe for Donnarumma. That would have been a brilliant goal from Leeds. Some great intricate football from the left-hand side. Aronson's clever feet started it off. Played the short pass now. There's a bit of a scuffle between both sets of players. And Rodri and Grueff with a bit of back and forth. Referee just needs to calm it down a bit, and it has eventually simmered down. With Donnarumma rolled the ball, so Rodri. Grueff did catch him late. That's how it all started. It turned into a little bit of head-to-head between Grueff and Rodri. Yeah, quickly simmered down, but then Daniel Farke would be very pleased the way the side have played in the 80 minutes. Obviously a long, long way to go against Manchester City. And they can make games feel a lot longer than 90 minutes, what they can do to teams. But so far, so good. Leeds putting the pressure on when they need to, and they're in a good shape. Semenya had a chance wide, but it was offside anyway. It's the best City created so far. Gay now to Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri backwards here for Gay, just in front of the City area. And now Silva, Bernardo Silva. flicks it back for Gay. Gay takes it into the box. Now Donnarumma. Donnarumma to Rodri. Quickly back for Gay. Now Stack leading the press for Leeds. Gay, square fake Nori. Bogle squeezing on him. Back for Gay. Gay on the byline. Clears. Flick from O'Reilly and Phil now. Another flick from Silva. O'Reilly lifts it. Chested towards Silva, but the chest forward from Nori is a little bit in behind of Silva. And now Stack, as he want to throw off Mark Gay, he has midway in the Man City half. So it'll be left from Bogle to take. Man City, by the way, yet to register a single shot. Leeds have 3, 1 on target. And 7 touches in the opponent's box compared to Man City's none. Strout and moves it just over halfway for Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson turns back onto his left foot. Here's Strout. Now Ampadu in control of the ball. Strout again. Strout now, Rodon asking for it. It's gone square across the fence to Rodon. And now Bogle, and Man City trying to squeeze up on Leeds. Rodon back for Darlow. Carl Darlow in right-footed pass out of his area to Strout. Leeds midway in the half of Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson turning, Nunez put him under pressure. Gudmundsson gives it to Aronson. Aronson over halfway, Calvert-Lewin trying to chase him behind, but again, Gay's got fantastic recovery pace, hence why he's very good in the high line. Now square from Donnarumma to Nori. Great block there from Bogle from Nori's pass. Now ball bouncing in Bogle's favour. Bogle on the byline. Bogle squeezing across and turned wide from Aronson, or I think actually Gay got a vital touch. Oh no, it's been given as a goal kick. The Donnarumma squared it for Nori. Bogle blocked it. Well, certainly it did take a touch off Mark Gay when Bogle put the low cross in. Aronson at the near post managed to get goal side of Mark Gay. And actually, I think Gay didn't get a touch. And we'll look at it again. There'd been a corner. Oh no, I think that did come off Gay's toe, and it was so hard to tell. But anyway, the goal kick from Man City wasted, and Leeds win it high up the pitch. Stack, oh, the shot deflects off his own man and Bogle. And it is a corner kick. Donnarumma couldn't prevent it from going for a corner. So it did come off Jayden Bogle. Looks like it did deflect off Mark Gay, who was standing so close to each other. Hard to see the naked eye who it deflected off. So it is a Leeds corner on the right-hand side. For Stack to take, this is really good from Leeds though. They just need that goal to go with it. Then Man City, the second highest percentage from goals conceded from corners. Corner comes in, headed away from O'Reilly, back with Stack. And now Aronson turns inside right, 35 yards from goal, and he's knocked it back to the centre circle where Bogle is. Now Bogle clipped it too far for Calvert-Lewin to even contemplate chasing it, and it will be a goal kick for Man City. You know, such a dangerous low ball in for Aronson a moment ago, but Leeds need to make the most of this, because Man City, they usually do get that period where they can get on top and start creating those chances. 22 minutes played, and Leeds done a good job holding off Man City when they need to and creating those dangerous moments. As I said, they just need to try and find the back of the net. Man City just need to settle it. Yeah, he starts off the goal kick. Now Donnarumma flips it just over halfway. Semenyo pinning Strout. Strout wins the header though on the bounce. Gudmundsson on the halfway, knocks it in front of him to Aronson. Aronson under pressure by 3 Man City players. Now Semenyo wins it off him. Semenyo to Gay. The 2 January signings linking up. Gay squares to Nori. And now Rodri. Massive for Man City to have him fully fit in the side again after his injury troubles. Here is Diaz. Ruben Diaz, right foot on top of the ball. Now Silva, back for Diaz. Here's Gay, just in front of the penalty area. Gay now, chip pass, control from Silva, lifts it over Bogle. Now Stack steps in on Leeds inside right channel, heads it back for Bogle, just ahead of halfway. Bogle really pressurised, and that's great pressure there from Cherki. And now O'Reilly was coming away, but the referee's blown his whistle, I think for a foul there against Manchester City. So it was a pullback in the referee's eyes, and Bogle takes the free kick to Ampadu. And now Gruev. Gruev goes square for Strout. Here is Rodon. Again, across central defence for Strout. Goes long, trying to get Gudmundsson in behind. Gudmundsson goes down, and the referee has seen enough to give a free kick in Gudmundsson's favour. Was a shove from Matheus Nunes. Nunes a two-handed shove actually into Gabriel Gudmundsson without a doubt. That's the correct decision to award Leeds United a free kick out on the left-hand side. I'd say it's about 35 yards from goal. So Anton Stack is behind this one. Anton Stack, what a free kick he hit at Villa Park last weekend. This one certainly isn't in shooting range though. He'll be going for the delivery into the box, right-footed. From Stack into the area, header towards Justin, he just misses it. Strout got first contact, and Justin couldn't get a second on the stretch. Really dangerous delivery there from Anton Stack. Actually, I think it was Calvert-Lewin who won the header, actually, not Strout. Have a look at it again. It was Calvert-Lewin. Tried to head it into the path of Justin, it just missed James Justin in the end. O'Reilly wins the flick on from the Man City goal kick, headed down though from Rodon, chested from Gruev to Ampadu. Ampadu just about keeps possession. Now on the stretch, manages to make the contact to get the ball to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson striding over halfway now. Gudmundsson down the left into the attacking third. What a run for Gudmundsson. Cross too far and behind a Calvert-Lewin though. Bogle on the chase on the byline. Aït-Nouri has to clear his lines for a throw. Again, Leeds really coming forward in numbers when they can get the chance. Again, it was Gudmundsson over halfway. He initially needed support, and then all of a sudden, a lot of his teammates' eyes lit up. Cross game, but the cross towards Calvert-Lewin was too far behind him. And Aït-Nouri cleared away for a throw to Leeds on the right-hand side. For Ethan Ampadu to release. Ampadu's long throw, headed down from Rodon in the box. Ampadu on the chase to get to it. Ampadu wins the 50-50 against O'Reilly, and it does deflect off Nico O'Reilly last. So corner kick for Leeds on the right-hand side. The pressure on Man City continues. Can Leeds get that vital opening goal to make their really good first 26 minutes count? Anton Stack all prepared now for the outswinger from the right-hand side. Stack's corner kick flicked away from O'Reilly. Scuff shot from Gudmundsson, cleared out the box from Ruben Diaz. Looping up in the centre of the Man City half. Aronson heads forwards. It's a calm layoff from Ruben Diaz to Silva. Now Rodri on the right. Rodri just over midway inside his half. Back for Silva. Again, Aronson pressing along with Gruev. Now Silva on the stretch. Manages to slide and play it back for Diaz in the box. Leeds pressed superbly. Diaz manages to get it clear. Semenyo controls in his own half, and Semenyo had a shove in the back from Pascal Strout, and it will be a free kick for Man City. So a bit of much needed respite for Man City, not a sentence that maybe some people thought they'd hear from this match. And probably the picture was that despite Leeds being aggressive at Ellen Road, Man City would push them back, and a tough game for Leeds, but Leeds up for this one and causing issues. Still goalless though, just over 27 minutes played, and Man City take the short free kick. Rodri moves it to Gay. Gay level the centre circle. Gay right foot on top of the ball. A couple more touches with that right foot, then just moves it across to Diaz. Pass over halfway to Nunes. Now Nunes midway in the Leeds half. Matheus Nunes checks back and goes and field for Rodri. And now Rodri to Bernardo Silva inside right. Again, Ampadu sticking tight to him, so it's given to Rodri. Rodri with a diagonal. It will reach Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri has O'Reilly available, but it goes backwards to Gay. Mark Gay, just over 30 yards and goal. Back out to Aït-Nouri. Cuts inside. Aït-Nouri links up with Cherki. And now Rodri plays it in between Aronson and Calvert-Lewin. Diaz now pushed up high. Plays it down the right for Nunes. Nunes twisting and turning. Nunes up against Gudmundsson. Has Silva for help. Now Silva inside to Rodri. Man City out on the right wing. Cross comes in, headed away though from Gudmundsson. And Matheus Nunes not really the best delivery, and yeah, couldn't even beat the first man ahead of him in Gudmundsson. So throw for Man City though. Level with the corner of the penalty area. Release for Nunes. Semenyo lays it back to Nunes, gets beyond Ampadu. But now Gudmundsson slow Nunes down, goes backwards on the right. Bernardo Silva controls. Silva now just caressed it to Gay. Gay just under 40 yards and goal, inside right. Square for Rodri. Rodri out for Nunes. City in the attacking third. Nunes gets the crossing, cleared out the box from Rodon. Rodri beats Calvert-Lewin to it. Now, ball just came across the face of Aronson, and Man City keeping in play with Nunes. Aronson almost controlled that loose ball. Gay now brings out the centre circle, his body shaped diagonally to the left-hand side. And now here is a forward pass to Aït-Nouri. Man City into the attacking third. Aït-Nouri skips beyond Stack. That's great work from Justin to get across, make the tackle. Actually, even better for Leeds and James Justin. The tackle deflected off of Ryan Aït-Nouri, so it's a goal kick to the mighty White. Again, putting in some mighty effort so far. Just over 29 minutes play. Leeds 0, Man City 0. Again, Leeds have been dangerous. Calvert-Lewin with a couple of opportunities. Darlow now ships it out to the left. Gudmundsson heads it on. Now taking on the chest of Nunes, just ahead of halfway. Nunes holding up Aronson. Aronson getting back. Aronson misses Nunes with the challenge. Now Nunes is caught from Gudmundsson. Nothing given. Nothing given. Now Leeds trying to get on the attack. Aronson can't play it through to Calvert-Lewin. Cut out from Diaz. Silva gets onto the second ball. Now it's back with Gay. Square for Bernardo Silva. And Silva just slowing things down. And Silva in that back line at the moment. And gives it to Gay. Now O'Reilly on the ball. O'Reilly, has he got anything forwards? Again, Leeds in a tight shape. O'Reilly on the halfway line, just drags it onto his left foot and goes back to Gay. Gay has Rodri trying to create space in the centre circle. Gay, though, being put under pressure from Stack and Calvert-Lewin, so Gay goes safe and back for Donnarumma. Hit the half-hour market at Ellen Road. Leeds 0, Man City 0. Again, Leeds getting a really good account of themselves. Cherky turns. He's had a quiet first half hour. Plays it back to the centre. Plays it back to the penalty area to Gay. And now forwards and Diaz. Nunes midway in his half. Back to Diaz. Diaz by the D. Ruben Diaz now seeing what's around him. Taking his time. Diaz takes a few more touches with his right foot, then just calmly lays it off to Rodri. Now space for Man City. Down the right, Mateus Nunes. Nunes cutting in. Nunes now down that right-hand side for Silva. Silva gets the cross in too far and behind of Semenyo, then whacked away from Ampadu. Now it's bouncing on Man City's right-hand side by the corner flag. It looked a high foot there from Gudmundsson on Bernardo Silva. Silva's down on the ground, and it looks like there's no high foot given against Gudmundsson. Silva feeling a bit of pain on his chest, but the linesman didn't put his flag up. Ball free kick. Pep Guardiola absolutely furious with that, and I think he might have a point. Initially, actually, so the ball was bouncing. Gudmundsson, after that, yeah, Gudmundsson did make contact. Sort of the left side of Silva's chest. I'm surprised that was not given as a free kick to Man City. So it's a throw to Leeds in the end, just there in front of the corner flag. So Gabriel Gudmundsson to throw this down the left channel. So Gudmundsson now released at Ellen Road in great voice this evening. Gudmundsson's throw, Calvert-Lewin flicks on, and it's rolled out for a Man City throw, which Gay will leave for Nunes to take. And now here's Gay on the ball again. Rodri made himself available. He finds Silva in the centre circle. Silva, what a curved ball to the inside left. Marmoush in the box now, facing up Bogle and Rodon. Marmoush's pass blocked from Bogle. Stack back for Rodon. And Rodon clears towards the centre circle. Just looped over Calvert-Lewin though. So Man City back on the ball with Gay. It's in the D with Donnarumma. Now Gay again. Gay right-footed. O'Reilly. Square for Rodri. Aït-Nouri wants it down left. Good tackle there from Stack and Rodri. Stack clears it, only spars Rodri. So Rodri back on the ball by the centre circle. Here is Diaz. Short right-footed pass in the centre circle for Rodri. Through the middle for Semenyo. Looks to hold it up. Semenyo puts the tackle in on Aronson after a poor touch. Ball rolls loose to Diaz. Out here to Silva. Silva skips in. Silva now links up with Nunes. Nunes puts the cross in and no one was there to meet it. Some good football there from Man City. They still have it. Out on the left with Aït-Nouri. Just rolling the ball with his right foot. And now Rodri. Rodri just over 25 yards from goal. And plays it out to Silva. Silva cuts inside of Aronson. Silva twisting, turning. Has to go backwards here for Diaz. Now Man City back into the attacking third. Out on the right-hand side. Nunes links up with Cherky. Around Cherky now. Cherky scoops it out to the left wing. Aït-Nouri has it. Controls with his knee. Aït-Nouri Getting inside down to the box to Cherky, back to Aït-Nouri on the byline, cleared behind for a corner kick at the near post from Ethan Ampadu. That's better for Man City in the last couple of minutes. Some better link up. Again, having that patience on the ball, but then quicken things up when they need to. It's good defending there from Ampadu at the near post. So corner for Man City to take from the left-hand side. Absolutely massive for Man City, then get that first goal. And just dishearten Leeds a bit. So a bit of push and shoving on Darlow. Has struggled from corners at times. Now Cherky puts the corner in, headed away from Strout. Rodri lays it off to Silva in the centre, 25 yards and goal. Back out for Cherky, taking on Bogle. And Cherky now goes to the square pass. Man City inside right, edge of the box, Nunes. Back out to Silva on the left-hand side. Bernardo Silva. Infield to around Cherky. Cherky now looking to get away from Aronson. Aronson puts the tackle in, Cherky still has it. Mateus Nunes, square for Rodri. Rodri now, short forward pass, intercepted from Strout. Ampadu gets there, Ampadu takes heavy touch and loses out against Aït-Nouri in the middle. So Man City in possession again, Silva towards Aït-Nouri, heavy touch, flicked away from Justin. On the stretch, Ampadu pokes it, Stack can't get there though. Before Mateus Nunes, Stack now puts a tackle in the centre circle on Nunes. And it rolls loose to Silva just ahead of halfway. Now back for Gay. That's into Leeds half again to Bernardo Silva. Silva out for Aït-Nouri. And Man City starting to get foothold now. Spending more time in the Leeds half. Rodri, short for O'Reilly on the inside left, back for Rodri. Level with the centre circle, just under 10 minutes remaining in this first half at Ellen Road. It's been a really good contest, without any goals so far. Nunes level with the penalty area. Backwards on the right now. Diaz puts a cross in. Justin heads it away for Darlow is going to get there. Just back out with Nunes on the right. Nunes to Rodri. And just a tap pass to Silva. Back in now for Diaz. Diaz swings one in, headed away from Justin. Ampadu clears on his fast Rodri, edge of the box in the centre. Calvert-Lewin putting him under pressure. Now it's Cherky inside, left out here for Aït-Nouri. Cherky wants it back. Aït-Nouri facing up. Stack. Now it's just left for Cherky to take the ball on. Cherky and Phil for Gay. Back for around Cherky. Now Man City really starting to move about Leeds. Cherky into the centre to Rodri. Now Gay. Cherky, a little bit of a poor touch, but Gay will get onto it. Gay now pokes it to O'Reilly on the inside left. O'Reilly protects the ball really well to play it back to Cherky. Now Gay knocks it off to Rodri. Man City at 40 yards and goal. Rodri now across to Diaz. Man City cutting in from the right with Silva. Plays it behind him for Cherky. Now out to Mateus Nunes. There's a bit of room, Nunes. Nunes facing up Gudmundsson. Nunes now to Cherky, edge of the box. Really good spell this for Man City. Now infield to Diaz for Nunes. Diaz can't get in the box, so Diaz has it back now for Aronson. And Diaz clips it into the area, headed away from Bogle. Ball bouncing towards Aronson. Aronson now flicks it up in the air. Stack tries to win the header. It's flicked from Aït-Nouri. Now Ampadu hits it off of Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri now gets it under control. Level with the centre circle. Rolls the ball with his left foot. Now back with Ruben Diaz, and Leeds struggling to get out here. It's Man City's best spell of the half. Here comes City down the right with Cherky. And now Silva, few step over, Silva drifts in. Silva, lovely little back heel to Nunes. Nunes low ball in, cleared away though from Gurev. Header square from Rodri. Leeds really struggling to get out here. Man City sent. Try and get that goal before the break. Silva, short ball on the right, Nunes cuts in. Good tackle there from Gudmundsson now. Nunes gets it back, but can't roll it through to a teammate. Ampadu now takes it out the penalty area. Goes direct down the far side, searching for the out ball, Calvert-Lewin. Headed away though from Diaz, now cushion header back from Rodri. In the centre circle for Gay. Aït-Nouri. Back here for Mark Gay, behind the centre circle. Past it to his right to Rodri. Now Rodri finds Aït-Nouri in a bit of space on the inside left. City slowly coming forwards. Aït-Nouri now. Short and square for Rodri. Good pressure from Ampadu, but Rodri very press resistant. Now play forwards to Semenyo by Diaz. Semenyo turns. Gets away from Calvert-Lewin. Semenyo wins a 50-50 against Ampadu. O'Reilly in the middle combines with Rodri. Rodri's pass now. That's cut out from Stack. And Stack can bring Leeds forward. Stack now rolls it through for Aronson. And Leeds United are through. Brendan Aronson, can he take the opportunity? Aronson, he can't beat Donnarumma. What a massive save, and it deflects off Aronson. out for a goal kick. You've got to be taking chances like that. It was the moment Leeds are waiting for. With all that pressure they were under for the last few minutes, Aronson might have just been off anyway, but still he didn't know that. Stack rolled through a perfect pass. Aronson tried to put it through legs of Donnarumma, and now here come Man City. Mamouche, save low down from Darlow. End-to-end stuff at Ellen Road. Darlow, the overarm throw. And now Grev. Grev can't find Aronson in the send circle. Calvert-Lewin frustrated that the pass wasn't given towards him. O'Reilly to Rodri. Out to Silva. This is really good stuff, Ellen Road, just about the goal there. Now Nunes. Nunes gets the cross into O'Reilly. What a save from Darlow. Headed backwards from Ampadu, and O'Reilly misses the ball. Darlow pats it out for a corner kick. And that was a real scary moment there. Well, firstly, Nunes delivered it. O'Reilly, late run in the box. Header safe from Darlow, and then Ampadu heading it backwards. Now we thought he was just going to head that straight to Carl Darlow. Instead, headed it straight to O'Reilly. Missed the ball for close range, and then Darlow pushed it out for a corner kick. Daniel Farke with a few expletives after Ampadu headed it backwards. Ampadu, such a reliable player, almost had a mare there. Cherky cornering from the left-hand side, headed away at the near post from Jayden Bogle. Bounces back out the left-hand side, and now Cherky felt he was wrestled to the ground. He was fouled. Jayden Bogle came across and pulled it down, so a free kick for Man City out on the left-hand side. You have to say, Bogle did have his right hand all over the back of Cherky's shirt. So free kick, wide left for Manchester City, level with the D. Again, Man City last sort of 10 minutes or so really getting into this game now. And Bernardo Silva, hands on hips, getting ready to deliver here. See what Man City can produce here. So Silva delivers it into the box, headed away from Justin. Loops up, Cherky with the cushion header behind the D. Header goes backwards to Rodri. Now Rodri just headed the send circle, now plays it back into the send circle to Nunes. Right footed just over halfway, he finds Silva. Silva now, left footed pass. Nori gets on the outside of Stack. Nori level with the penalty area. Nori's crossing. O'Reilly was back towards goal, turns. Mamouche pokes it towards goal. Now Strout with just enough to put Mamouche off. Dangerous ball in. O'Reilly, lovely touch and turn on the spin. And then Strout was across. Actually, Mamouche didn't even get a touch on the ball. Strout did brilliantly to put him off. Leeds go long. Calvert-Lewin flicked forwards on the right, but control from Nori. And back here with Donnarumma. Now here's Ruben Diaz. Diaz short for Nunes. Back to Diaz. 3 minutes of this first half to go, normal time. Goals here, Ellen Road. Somehow it's been really good sort of the last 10-15 minutes, end-to-end stuff at times. Silva down the right, cut up from Strout. Rolls loose here for Gudmundsson. Ampadu. Now Strout. Gudmundsson just on the midway inside his own half. Gudmundsson puts it through legs of Silva. Then Strout slides towards the ball and clears away. I think it's actually been given as a free kick to Leeds United. Not quite sure why. Didn't see an obvious foul there. So linesman put his flag up, so he must have seen something. And there's a free kick for Leeds, which they'll doubtlessly go long to Calvert-Lewin with. So free kick be taken deep inside the Leeds United half. On the left-hand side, what a chance for Man City to put the pressure on Arsenal. They're their London derby at Chelsea tomorrow, but Leeds can win this. They'll be 9 points clear of the drop zone. Rodri volleys away the free kick after Calvert-Lewin's flick. Rodon heads down, just ahead of the halfway line. Now cushion header from Ampadu to Justin. Clips it towards the inside left, chested down to Aronson. Aronson on the chase, but it takes heavy touch initially. Gets away from him. And then Donnarumma latches onto the ball. That's looking promising for a second for Leeds. So Donnarumma, short for Gay. One touch to take it out the penalty area. Now Gay, square to Silva. Nice little touch to get the ball to Rodri. Rodri now through the gap at Aronson, Stack in the centre circle to O'Reilly. First time from Cherky to Gay. Aït-Nouri inside. It is round Cherky. Ampli attempted the tackle, but Cherky just knocked it back for Gay. Cherky now in the centre circle, left-footed. Finds Diaz. Yeah, now is Gay. Man City over halfway. Mark Gay slowly bring it forwards in the last minute and normal time this first half. Still goalless on the road, but really, really good first half. A really good competitive first half between Leeds and Man City. Rodri square for Aït-Nouri. Goes backwards on the inside left for Silva. Further back to Gay. And now is Cherky. Round Cherky. Trying to get across the face of Grev. Cherky, 35 yards and goal. Just has to go for the simple pass to Diaz. Forwards for Nunes. Cherky wants it in field. And back to Diaz. Man City midway in the Leeds half. Now it's in defensive midfield with Rodri. Now left centre midfield with O'Reilly. Inside there from Aït-Nouri. Lovely link up play with Marmoush. Man City in behind. Aït-Nouri on the byline. Aït-Nouri's cross deflects. Rolls in the box still. Marmoush can't control it. Marmoush fighting to keep it. Cleared only past Rodri. Man City edge of the box inside left. O'Reilly goes backwards to Gay. Leeds have everyone behind the ball here. What a team effort from Leeds. 2 minutes of stoppage time here at Ellen Road. Can we get that opening goal in that amount of time? Rodri to Semenyo. Now Nunes. Out to Silva. Man City just about in the attacking third now. It's left for Rodri to get across towards the box. Headed away though from Grove and then clear from Ampadu. Calvert-Lewin being held off from Gay. Great battle between the pair so far. Just lifted from the centre circle from Diaz to Aït-Nouri, just ahead of halfway. Backwards now for Gay. Rodri goes short for Cherky. Now Gay, just a little touch by the centre circle for around Cherky. Cherky now left-footed back for Rodri to control on the stretch in the centre circle. Gay out here to the left, Aït-Nouri. Could try and play it in behind for Marmoush. It goes in field though here for Cherky. Aït-Nouri now links up short with Rodri midway into 2 minutes of stoppage time in this first half. Can we get that opening goal? Man City have Leeds pinned back here. It is Rodri inside right. Just over 25 yards and goal. Now O'Reilly joins in on that side. Gay right in the centre. Brings it just in front of him to Rodri. O'Reilly inside right, return to Rodri. Rodri first time, but easily taken on the chest of Aronson. Leeds break, Aronson tackled from O'Reilly, and Nunes keeps the ball in play. 30 seconds of first half stoppage time to go. Aronson gets back to his feet, and now Nunes. Short for Silva, Leeds. Everyone behind the ball. Rodri. Now cross to Aït-Nouri on the inside left. Cherky just under 30 yards and goal. Cherky has a lovely forward pass for Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri's ball in, turned in. What a massive goal for Man City. Antoine Semenyo. He's been a crucial January signing. And in first half stoppage time, Leeds are given so much in this first half. But it's Man City who get that opening goal. Ryan Cherky, what a line-breaking pass. Aït-Nouri's made some great runs this first half as well. He put it across the face of goal, and Antoine Semenyo got the run in the middle and turned it home. The pass from Cherky just undid Leeds' right side of defence, and Aït-Nouri had to put a delightful low ball across. He duly obliged, and there was Antoine Semenyo unmarked on the stretch in the 6-yard box. A player of his talent, couldn't miss from there. He scores all sorts of goals. He scores spectaculars, but that was a real poacher's finish. Guardiola turned away in delight and probably relief as well, with the game Leeds are giving them so far. Semenyo with a guitar celebration. And that will certainly calm Man City down. Zadalo goes long. And there goes the half-time whistle. Huge goal before the break for Antoine Semenyo. Leeds had their moments, so Calvert-Lewin with a couple of chances first. inside right. Silva, about 24 yards on goal. Rodri, square now to Aït-Nouri. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Man City just on the ball here. Goal like Aït-Nouri to Gay. Semenyo with that goal in the second minute. Stoppage time in the first half. Now Diaz out to Silva. Scoop ball for Nunes, headed down from Gudmundsson. Gruev gets it before Rodri, fails to do so. Now slip from Diaz, but still managed to poke it to a teammate. Now given away from Silva to Stack. Leeds coming towards halfway. They're now over it with Bogle. Here's Stack. Ampadu running down the right. Stack clips it towards Cavaloon. Takes on the chest. Cavaloon trying to get the shots away. Brilliant block there from Matheus Nunes. And Donnarumma and Diaz go sprinting towards Nunes and certainly show their appreciation for that block. It was Stack, clipped the ball onto the chest of Cavaloon, and Nunes across to block the shot from Cavaloon. Excellent stuff there. A big chance there for Cavaloon again. Daniel Farke certainly knew that. His facial expression, putting his hands over his face, and pressure not over yet though. Anton Stack, corner in from the left-hand side. It's a real flat one though, easy head at the near post, away from O'Reilly. It will be a Leeds throw. Yeah, Stack should have done a lot better there. So, cross comes Ethan Ampadu to take this throw here. So let's see if Ampadu can try and cause a bit of mayhem here. Leeds skipping out. Earls in the throw from the left-hand side. Oh, Rodon went down the box. Semenyo heads away. Falls here for Gudmundsson on the bounce. It deflected over the bar. It didn't. And Gudmundsson took it on the bounce, left-footed, but well over the bar. Didn't take a deflection. So a goal kick to Leeds United. Again, Rodon. Good physical battle. Diaz in the box. He went down. Not sure it's enough. Or penalty at first glance. And then Gudmundsson with a massive grass stain on the back of his white shirt. Couldn't keep his shot down. Now Rodri links up Donnarumma from the goal kick. Now City go long. Control from Bogle. Backwards from Bogle now to Darlow. Darlow looking for Calvert-Lewin. Headed away. There's another ball on the pitch here inside the D, which Diaz just kicks out of play. Now Gay keeps hold of the ball. Squares it to Rodri. Rodri now moves it to Bernardo Silva. Silva with the ball stopped in the middle of the Man City half. Silva, left foot to pass, square for Gay. Under pressure from Stack. Now Gay, great press in this from Anton Stack. Giving short now Aït-Nouri. Being well pressed there from Bogle. It's hit off. Anton Stack there from Aït-Nouri. And it will be a throw for Man City. Deep inside their half, but good press in there from Leeds. Rodri combines Aït-Nouri, now guided with the outside of Aït-Nouri's left foot down the line, but bounces out for a Leeds throw in the end, which is left for James Justin to take. Throwing back to Joe Rodon. Rodon now to Darlow. Almost trying to lead the press here for City. Darlow, direct search for Aronson, headed away from Diaz, and it's Shirky gets onto the second ball. Plays it back into the fence to Nunes. Had a really good game for Man City. Donnarumma in the 6-yard box. Donnarumma now clips it, search of Silva. Strout climbs above him, but the header falls there for Nunes. Across the face of Ampadu and Stack now for O'Reilly. Man City settling well into the second half. Stack to Shirky, looking for that second goal, Man City. Tiny feet front, and Shirky. Shirky on the ball again. Now Rodri. Rodri finds Silva between the lines. Silva, 25 yards and goal. Out to Nunes. Nunes thinks a cross in. It's wide. Mamouche on the volley. Couldn't find the back of the net. Great build-up play from Man City. Silva fed it out to the right wing. Nunes on the line of the box. First time cross, and Mamouche with the volley at the near post. Wide of the target. Yeah, Pep Guardiola would be really pleased. That build-up play though, just not the final finish. From Omar Mamouche to put Man City 2-0 up. Failed to find the target. So still one here, Ellen Road. And Darlow takes the goal kick now. Looking for Aronson, headed away from Semenyo. Taking on the chest of Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson hits it off of Semenyo. So it's a throw for Leeds United just by the Man City technical area. Guardiola in his black coat. And it will be Gudmundsson to take the throw to go down the line to Calvert-Lewin, or maybe in field to Ampadu. Gudmundsson now releases the throw, looking for Stack. Stack lays off to Aronson. Aronson tidy touch. Aronson tackle. Loose ball falls to Stack. Stack's pass searching for Aronson. Nunez across. Nunez holds off Aronson. Clears it away. And now Marmoush can't hold it up though against Gruev. So Leeds back on the ball with Ampadu. Ampadu has to play it backwards though for Darlow, who's in the middle. And now Strout. First time for Gudmundsson. It's on halfway. Gruev over the top. Calvert-Lewin now in behind down the left, but the flag does go up, and then Man City appealed for offside instantly. Clear offside against Dominic Calvert-Lewin there. It was a good idea from Gruev, but Calvert-Lewin just made his movement split second too early. And a free kick for Man City to take short. Rodri to O'Reilly's in the centre circle. Little touch back from Silva to Rodri. Square now across the fence for Gay. Here is O'Reilly. Again, just a short pass to Silva. Rolls it back on the left-hand side. Or Gay. Gay now will go a bit more direct. No, Gay goes short into midfield to Rodri, surrounded by Stack, Justin and Gruev. It's now played from Gay to Silva. Silva caresses that outside the right boot to Nunez. Leeds now trying to press high here. It's Ruben Diaz. It's the feet of Nunez, plays on the outside of Gudmundsson. And that's a good tackle there from Strout on Semenyo. Leeds appealing for the throw. And I think it will go in favour of Leeds. It's taking it for Gudmundsson, back for Strout. Now here's Carl Darlow. Being chased down from Shirky, but Darlow squares it to Justin. Justin now goes for the crossfield ball, searching for Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson heads on, too high for Aronson, bounce over halfway. Nice cushion header now from Diaz to Nunez on the halfway line, back for Ruben Diaz. Diaz finds Rodri with the square pass. Rodri now in the centre circle, just behind halfway. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Leeds 0, Man City 1. Goal from Antoine Semenyo in first half stoppage time. Here is Rodri. Cross here to Diaz. Again back to Rodri on the centre spot. Rodri now. A little tap pass to O'Reilly. O'Reilly, left foot on top of the ball. Plays it just behind him in the centre circle for Rodri. Man City just slowing down the play here. Leeds can't get any tempo going in the second half. Marmoush now, getting down the left. Marmoush. Is he going to go on his outside? He goes behind him for Ryan Shirky. Now still Shirky on the ball. Just over 35 yards and goal on the inside left. Shirky now links up with Aït-Nouri. Now Shirky out to Nunez. Nunez on the stretch. Slides towards the ball, but couldn't prevent it. We're going out for a Leeds throw. Again, Man City playing some really good intricate passing. Again, settled really well into the second half. They'll just want that second goal now to get that daylight. So it is a throw to be taken from Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson just looking inside now to Gruev. Gruev turns. Gruev goes down to the ground. A little bit of a nudge there from Ryan Shirky. Oh no, Gruev goes down again. There's a little kick out from Shirky. Gruev down, holding his left leg. Now Shirky does have that edge to him. And, oh yeah, I'll tell you what, actually, Shirky kicked the ball away when it was in between Gruev's legs, and then he definitely caught Gruev a couple of times, actually. So Shirky, a bit silly to do that. No real need, especially being a goal up. Really good position that, again, Man City are in. No yellow cards shown, by the way, in this match. So now it's left from Pascal Strout for Carl Darlow to take the free kick. So Darlow hits it right-footed down the inside left channel, bounces away from Aronson, clear from Diaz, flicked on to Marmoush by O'Reilly. Marmoush miscontrols, Rodon steps in there. Now from halfway, Strout plays it. Gruev now pokes it to Aronson. Aronson out on the left-hand side. Aronson nudged away from the ball from Diaz, and Diaz wins the 50-50 against Stack. Diaz finds Shirky, lays it back to Rodri. Rodri first time to Aït-Nouri, just lifts it over the top of Stack, does brilliantly there. Ryan Aït-Nouri. And now Rodri. And Leeds trying to push up, but time on the ball here for Ryan Shirky. It is Diaz. And now Shirky into the feet of Diaz. Shirky again. And now it's gone square to Gay. And Man City calmly playing it across defence here. Diaz now again to Gay. Gay left-footed. Goes short here. Great Nori. Nice turn from Rodri. Away for Calvert-Lewin. Now Marmoush into his own half. Back here for Silva. Now Gruev pressing high. Gruev wins the tackle. Ampadu now trying to fend off Marmoush. Then a really good challenge from Justin. And now Gruev. Ilya Gruev hangs onto the ball. Still Gruev onto his left foot. That's a really poor layoff for Gruev. So sloppy. And Man City over halfway. In behind for Shirky. Can't fight Semenyo. Rodon's across brilliantly. And Leeds have it back now with Strout. And now Semenyo just holding back Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson drags it onto his right foot. And it was clear pulling there for Semenyo. So poor from Gruev though in midfield a moment ago. Taking too long on the ball, and then his pass was very sloppy. Way too lightweight. And great defender for Rodon a moment ago, getting across the face of Antoine Semenyo. Rodon just goes down. A bit hurt, just moved a bit gingerly now. Joe Rodon. It should be fine. So continue. And it'll be a free kick for Leeds to take. Carl Darlow. Darlow just goes short here to Strout. And now here's Justin. Now Bogue on the ball. Justin first time. Stack takes it on the chest and halfway. Stack now hooks it for Aronson to run onto. Cleared away on the bounce from Diaz. Control from Gruev in the centre circle. Now Gruev loses out against Semenyo. And then Gruev bundles Semenyo down to the ground. Outgone here, Ellen Road and Man City managing this game well. A 1-goal lead Antoine Semenyo in first half stoppage time. Meetings. Aiton Nori's cross. Semenyo now back on his feet. After just being bundled down from Gruev in the centre circle. Yeah, Leeds need to make a change here. And Lucas Metcher to come on. Of course, that was the duo up front which caused Man City problems at the Etihad in November. Had to squeeze a 3-2 win in that one. Phil Foden stopped time equaliser. Foden on the bench for Man City this evening. Here's Gay on the ball from the short Man City free kick. Now Rodri between the two centre-backs across to Diaz. Diaz now clips it down the right-hand side, but Semenyo can't get to it. Strout's there first. Strout back for Darlow. Darlow passed it to Gudmundsson. Controls it first time. Now Strout. Left-footed is Aronson. 10 yards behind halfway. Probably a bit more than that, actually. Aronson to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson lifts it down the left, and Calvert-Lewin, did it come off his hip last, or did it come off Gay? It came off Calvert-Lewin last in the official's eye, so throw taken from Gay. It is Ruben Diaz. Again, this tapped here for Rodri. Rodri turns now onto his right foot. And now square in midfield for Bernardo Silva. Here is Gay. Silva again. Now Man City coming towards halfway. Diaz takes heavy touch, but gets beyond Ampadu just about. And now Diaz. It's on the inside left here with Omar Marmoush. Marmoush shot blocked. Couldn't fall to Semenyo. A scuff shot from Diaz towards the back post, and Marmoush pokes wide. Opportunity there for Man City to double their advantage. And Marmoush couldn't take it. Some lovely play through the middle. Marmoush's shot was blocked initially. Fell there for Ruben Diaz. Scuffed this shot. It was a real centre-back shot there. But Diaz did squirm to Marmoush at the back stick on the stretch and just couldn't prod it on target. So Leeds survive. Still in this game, Daniel Farke's side, and they'll be bringing on Lucas Metcher very shortly. And Marmoush should be a bit disappointed with himself. Couldn't at least get that on target. Goal kick towards Aronson, headed away from Rodri. Header from the centre circle from Ampadu. Now nodded over halfway for Semenyo. Now Cherky gets there before Strout takes it beyond him. Cherky went down, no free kick given in his favour though. Leeds have it here with Ampadu. Now back for Darlow. Darlow picks up Strout. First time pass inside to Ampadu. Ampadu's pass comes off the back of Silva. And now here's Rodri to Gay. Rodri turns, squares it to Nunes. Inside to Silva, Nunes again. Level with the centre circle, just over halfway is Rodri. Rodri onto his right foot. And about 3 yards behind him to Shirky. Now Diaz. And short for Gay. Again Diaz. Now Aronson's trying to sprint to Diaz, but Man City just controlling the tempo of this game at the moment. Diaz now for Shirky. They do need to get that second goal though. Gay into O'Reilly. And now Man City just behind halfway. Late Nori. And plenty of time on the ball here. But around Shirky. Around Shirky's a little back heel to Gay. And now Diaz. Rodri square to Silva. And Man City just so good when they're like this, just killing the sort of flow again, the pressure from Leeds and passing the ball back with ease, making it just like a training session at the moment. Gay to Shirky. Shirky turns just over halfway. And now Aït-Nouri short for Shirky, just having their own little game here. Quick game, one touch between Shirky and Aït-Nouri. Now Rodri just over halfway for O'Reilly on the inside left. Leeds now has the ball pinched away from him. From Ampadu, Stack being chased down in the centre circle. Stack goes down. A little push on his back there from Marmoush, so it results in a Leeds free kick. But Leeds can take heart. They're still in this game. Think about the game against Arsenal at the back end of last month. Again, Arsenal steamrolled that one. And good tackle from Ampadu on O'Reilly a moment ago. Well, O'Reilly went down on his right foot, but Ampadu certainly won the ball first. So Brendan Aronson is off for Lucas Mecha. So can he come on and make that difference for Calvert-Lewin? And certainly give the Man City defence a lot more to think about. Now Savinho just talking with Pep Guardiola here, so he'll be the first sub on. So Leeds take the free kick. Here's Strout. And now Gudmundsson. Gruev wants it inside. He's gone back here for Strout. And now Ampadu. Ampadu cross here to Rodon. Rodon just over halfway. Bogle now. Bogle back on the halfway line. Here's Ampadu. Squares it for Jayden Bogle. So finally a bit of a chance for Leeds to have some possession. And it's Gruev. Sees that from Rodon. Strout rolls it just over halfway now. Gudmundsson runs into trouble. Nunes dispossessed him. And now good feet here from Shirky on the right hand side. Trying to get away from Gruev. Now around Shirky. Goes backwards to Nunes. But Man City still in the lead half. Now Rodri into the centre circle. He's at square for Gay. And now Gay just plays that short to Aït-Nouri. Back on halfway with Rodri. Rodri right footed. And now Diaz. Diaz to Silva. Silva goes backwards to Donnarumma. Man City just killing the game here. The way they just keep hold of possession. Gay now. Turn here from Marmoush by the centre circle. Back for Rodri. Rodri, it's a lovely line breaking pass. And now Man City over halfway with Silva. Here's Shirky. Shirky now approaching the penalty area. Flicks it back for Silva. Man City, 25 yards and goal. Inside right, Shirky prods a lovely pass to Nunes. Nunes goes to the cutback. No one running onto it initially. Now a curling shot wide the target. Ryan Aït-Nouri took it on right footed, but curled it wide. The cutback for Nunes initially went to nobody. Ryan Aït-Nouri just beyond the D, ran onto the ball. Yeah, curled that into the Leeds United support, but Leeds have got to try and do something here. It's feeling inevitable at the moment that Man City will end up getting that second goal. That territory they're having, so Omar Marmoush makes way for Savinho. And Man City certainly coping pretty fine with that Erling Haaland this evening as well. And I think Erling Haaland would have been proud of that. Semenyo finished that run in the box and Poacher's goal. So here's a goal kick for Darlow to take, just approaching the 68th minute here at Ellen Road. So Darlow, goal kick right footed. Looking for Calvert-Lewin on the inside right. Bounce towards Metcha, but Diaz gets there first. Clears it on the bounce. It will be a Leeds throw midway in the Man City half. Justin takes control from Ampadu. Back towards Justin. Justin just about keeps in play and knocks it off of Nico O'Reilly. Oh no, it's been given us a throw in for Man City in the end, and now O'Reilly is down here. Now O'Reilly went in with that challenge with Ampadu not too long ago and came out hobbling from it, so looks like maybe O'Reilly might have to make way here. So the physios are being called on, I think, for Nico O'Reilly, for them to check on him. So it'd be a shame for O'Reilly to come off at Tiani Reinders again. Certainly not a bad replacement to have on the bench, and he's getting stripped and ready to come on here at Ellen Road, where Man City leading Leeds by a goal to nil. Goal in first half stoppage time from Antoine Semenyo. So Reinders now all ready to come on. Really good shift from Nico O'Reilly this evening. Yeah, and he could have scored a header in the first half as well, but it was straight at Carl Darlow. So definitely some thinking to do now for Daniel Parker. That's how his side are going to try and get back in this. He's brought on Lucas Metcha, and O'Reilly now just hobbling off the field. But again, looking at his other possible options, again, he could maybe bring on Dan James or Willie Nonto for a bit of pace. So a throw here for Man City to take. And will be released from Norvy with 20 minutes left here. Ellen Road leads 0, Man City 1. And a Fortin Bogle now again. Tip forwards from Silva. And a met from Rodon. Touch and stack. Cleared now from Bernardo Silva. Now a header from Rodon towards the centre circle. Taken on the chest of Nunes. There's that force of Shirky. Shirky turns in the middle. Away from Ampadu. Now lovely work from Ryan Shirky. Shirky still keeps hold of it despite Justin's attempts to tackle him. Shirky to Norvy. Man City inside left. Shirky now back for Rodri. Just a little clip pass just off the ground to Silva. Down the right hand side now, where it's control from Nunes. Back here for Bernardo Silva. Silva into this, now across the face of the halfway line for Gay. Nice little flick there from Shirky. Rodri to Shirky now. Finds Semenyo in the box. Semenyo shot blocked from Straub. And it's a corner kick. Some brilliant football there from Man City. Well blocked from Pascal Straub. There's a great pick out from Bernardo Silva to Antoine Semenyo. Took it on his left foot, hit it down to the ground, but good block there from Pascal Straub. So corner for Leeds United. Will be taken on the a corner for Man City, I should say, taken on the left-hand side. So Leeds and just can't get the ball off Man City the second half, but they're still in it. 1-0 to Man City. 71.5 minutes played here, Ellen Road. Semenyo's goal separates the two sides. Corner comes in. Header from Rodri. Another header towards goal. What a save from Darlow. Keeps out Gay's header. City edge of the box and Nunes. Nunes ball in. And it's now out on the left. Little step over from Ryan Shirky. Shirky shot blocked. Headed away from Gurev. Rodri now just behind the D. Rodri's shot. That's blocked as well from Gurev. And it's a throw for Man City on the right-hand side. And Rodri won the first flick on against Strout. Then a second header from Gay. It's heading into Darlow's left-hand corner, but a brilliant save from Carl Darlow to keep Leeds in it. Gay got all the contact he could. That's a brilliant save from Carl Darlow. Full stretch to his left-hand side. Thrown out from City. Here's Shirky. Shirky, 23 yards and goal. Clever flick to Nunes. Level with the penalty area. That was to Shirky. And City go back again. Rodri. Control from Semenyo. Facing away from Darlow. And Shirky, brilliant feet. Was clipped there from Gurev. Man City play on. Now the referee does pull it back for a free kick after Silva lost it. Ryan Shirky's been electric with his feet at times
in the second half. Excellent stuff from the Frenchman, and what a signing he's been for Manchester City. Bargain price as well, 34 million. So Shirky to take the free kick from the right-hand side. And about 27 yards away from goal. So James and Nonto just getting their instructions from Daniel Farker. And they try and change the game, the pair. So free kick to come in from Shirky. Shirky delivers, headed out the box and Calvert-Lewin. Mets are trying to chase it now. It's gone back to the centre circle. Pass of Aït-Nouri to Nunes. Now Nunes to Silva. Silva finds Rodri. Rodri in the centre circle. Still Rodri. Rodri turns into his right foot. Rodri now lifts the pass. Oh, it's a Shirky. Shirky finds Nunes. Again, laid off to Shirky on the halfway line. Now Shirky looks forwards good. Work there from Rodon just to step across Reinders. Let the ball go back to Darlow. Now Darlow rolls it to Rodon. Strout. Here's Joe Rodon. Savinho pressing. Savinho's hardly touched the ball since coming on. So Justin goes long. Calvert-Lewin can't flick it on. Gay heads down. Now Silva gets onto the second ball. Just plays it back on the bounce to Nunes. Now Donnarumma out to Matheus Nunes. Nunes can't keep it in play though. Heavy pass from Donnarumma. Now a chance for Leeds to push up the pitch. So, and the subs can be made here as well. Gurev to come off for Nonto. Gurev's had a bit of a frustrating game midfield, to be honest. Surprised he wasn't subbed off earlier. So Nonto, first player on. And Dan James will be coming on as well. One of Leeds will just deviate away from the back three now. So Jaden Bogle's off, so no deviation from the back three. Interesting. Maybe would have thought James Justin would have made way. And Bogle and James could have combined down that side, but it's Dan James to play. At right wing back, still Daniel Farker, even a goal down with a quarter hour left. Wants that security in the back three. So Ampadu now puts a long throw in. Head up into the effort. Semenyo caught from Donnarumma, and again, Man City just defending so well when they need to, but haven't had to do much for defending this second half. They controlled the game so well. Donnarumma's not had to make a save in set 45. That actually is a free kick as well to Man City. Semenyo was pushed from that long throw. So Silva to take the free kick. Goes short for Rodri. Rodri whips it towards halfway. Lovely first touch from Semenyo. Good tackle there from Gudmundsson. Now Semenyo comes in with a challenge now. Gudmundsson wins another one. Here's Nonto. Nonto first touch, gives it away though to Reinders. And now Reinders drives over halfway. Semenyo in support. Reinders now still keeps the ball. Reinders little clip there from Willie Nonto. And that will be a free kick for Man City to take. About 30 yards and goal inside right channel. Shirky back for Silva. And now Silva back out for Shirky. And Shirky facing up Nonto. Here's Nunes. Now Rodri. Rodri, 30 yards and goal, inside right. Rodri clips it, right-footed. Well controlled, the left foot of Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri has time. Now he's facing up James. Aït-Nouri up against Dan James. Cuts it back for Silva. Delivery headed out the box from Strout. Leezy to try and push up here. Metch's hardly had a touch as well. And now is Gay. Lets it run across him. Turns away from James. Gay down the line. Intercepted though from Justin. Now Gay collides with James Justin. That's a real painful one for the pair of them. Just a clash of knees there. And it will be a free kick for Man City. Again, James sprinted towards the ball. He just collided with Gay. It's a real painful one for the pair of them. Again, Mark Gay, what a signing he's been for Man City. He was close to getting a goal this half, but denied by Darlow. James being helped back to his feet from Calvert-Lewin. James struggling to stand up. James Justin struggling to stand up here. Again, certainly moving very gingerly at the moment. James Justin. So a free kick for Manchester City. Goal up. Out to enter the It's about to come to the 78th minute now. Man City take the short free kick. Silva finds Semenyo. Little layoff now to Reinders in the D. Reinders going to get a shot off, just slits, but the ball still rolls to Silva. Silva now trying to turn away for Nonto. Inside here for Shirky. Shirky trying to slip it through for Reinders. Darlow gets down to it though. And now Darlow just taking his time here. You know, Leeds need to get forwards. Try and create something now. It's a long ball from Darlow. Headed square from Diaz. Out for a throw. And Leeds, the only swords they can take from the second half, are still in it, but they haven't laid a glove on Man City this half. And of course, Man City, you all know, are a top side, but still Leeds at Ellen Road under the lights here. Would have wanted to make a bit more of it in the second half after such a promising first half. Ball up to Calvert-Lewin. Heads it square now. Stack heads it back towards Calvert-Lewin. Nodded out the box and Gay. Stack gets there before Reinders. And now, is that going to be a throw for Leeds? It is. Stack hit it off. Tiani Reinders actually. That's why it was left from James Justin for Leeds throw. And Ampadu to launch this one in. James Justin. Loads of blood on the bottom of his right sock. That collision with Mark Gay. Again, real, as I said, real painful one for the pair of them, but in particularly James Justin. So throw comes in, flicked on, cleared away from Man City, still looped up in the box. Strout's header, headed away from Diaz, now collected inside left from Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson now can't take it beyond Silva. Gudmundsson loses out against Shirky. Now Nonto to Stack. Nonto tidy feet, left for Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson's low cross, cleared away from Diaz. Ball's here for Shirky. He's tackled from Ampadu. Ethan Ampadu now puts the cross in, flick for Mecha, control for Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin now tries to flick it to Mecha, falls in for Nonto, cuts it back, and it's turned behind for a corner kick from Rodri. Finally, some pressure from Leeds United in this second half. That's what they need to do, just get those balls in the box towards Calvert-Lewin and Mecha. So corner kick. Well, in fact, actually it's a throw, not a corner, it's a throw for Ethan Ampadu to take here with 10 minutes to go. Leeds 0, Man City 1. Can City hold out to get a massive 3 points? They start to race, long throw in, punched away for Donnarumma, and then cleared away from Ryan Shirky. Now it's with James Justin. Justin back to Darlow. Now Man City can push up. Semenyo is a striker at the moment, by the way. Now it's a long from Darlow towards Calvert-Lewin. Wins the flick on, but Mecha wasn't making that run and behind. And it's back with Donnarumma. And Leeds now, we're looking to throw the kitchen sink at this. So Donnarumma has the ball in his right hand at the moment. Calvert-Lewin getting frustrated. Donnarumma puts the ball down on the turf. And now headed away from Strout, was an offside against Semenyo anyway. So it will be Ampadu to play a short free kick to Rodon. Gudmundsson now, just behind halfway. Back here to Strout. Strout finds Rodon. Rodon plays it safe to Darlow, who's in the D. Darlow to Strout, Ampadu asking for it. Strout finds Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson now looks to get it forward. Good block there for Semenyo. Will be a throw for Leeds. About midway inside their half. Thrown back from Gudmundsson. Here's Strout to Darlow. And Leeds had their last shot in the 50th minute. Now in the 82nd minute. Here is James. Let's play it over halfway. Intercepted though. Now Silva to Shirky in the send circle. Around Shirky. Back for Diaz. Diaz now out towards the left. Taking on the chest of Bogle. Bogle heads it back to Rodon. Rodon to Darlow. Darlow goes long. Searching for Mecha. Headed away from Gay. Cushion headed down from Ampadu. Justin loses the 50-50 against Reinders. And now Rodri. First time to Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri to Shirky. Now backwards to Gay. Shirky, again, first time for Rodri. Once more around Shirky. Now it's a turn here from Reinders. Little drag back to Shirky. Shirky tries to slip it through to Semenyo. Well read from Gudmundsson. Ampadu under pressure. Justin squares in at Ampadu. Floats it towards the runner James. It's Dan James against Mark Gay. Gay gets across brilliantly. And Gay clear, in fact, not just clear it, but passed it into the feet of Nervy. That's terrific defending from Mark Gay. Was taken to Man City like a dot to water. Pass from Reinders, no push on Semenyo's. Strout won it back. Leeds can attack on the left-hand side with 7 minutes left. Nonto deflected cross comes in, cleared away for a corner kick from Ruben Diaz. He says it came off Mecha last. And it is definitely a corner kick to Leeds on the left-hand side. So Man City, I mean, they are controlling this game, but again, it could be a nervy finish for them. The fact they haven't got the second goal. So Stack to the liver. Is Ellen Road maybe going to lift off shortly? Do something from this corner kick. But Bernardo Silva goes down inside the box. And don't know exactly what happened. Ruben Diaz and Gianluigi Donnarumma looking frustrated. Willy Nonto just comes across the top with his fellow Italian. And Ampadu, just a bit of battle with Bernardo Silva. I think Ampadu, a little push on Silva. Yellow card show for Donnarumma from Peter Banks. And Peter Banks less than impressed with Donnarumma's words towards him. So, just under 6 minutes left. Leeds 0, Man City 1. Can Man City make sure they leave Ellen Road with all 3 points? What a huge win this would be. Stack's corner kick in, headed away at the near post from Rodri. He's been excellent today now. Stack gets onto it, plays it back to Gudmundsson in the centre circle. Now Leeds go further back to Darlow. Here is Nonto. Now Nonto picks out Ampadu in the centre circle. Ampadu looks to try and find Calvert-Lewin, clear from Diaz, only as far as Mecha. Mecha now, Mecha still has it, Mecha driving forwards, Mecha to Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin now, left side of the box, now edge of it. Squares it for Ampadu. Ampadu goes to the shot, block from Gay. So Man City pin back here with 5 minutes to go. James to Ampadu. Ampadu's cross towards Mecha. Header from Diaz. It'll bounce in from Nonto. Calvert-Lewin can't hit it on the acrobatic strike. And then cleared away from Diaz. But now Strout. Out to Gudmundsson. Down the line for Justin. Justin on the byline. Justin gets a cross in. Can't find Calvert-Lewin. Cleared from Diaz. And then second time from Silva. Ball looping up towards the D. It bounces. Reiner's header. Shot from Ampadu blocked. Ricochets to Mecha. Edge of the box now. James inside right. James in the box. James no ball in. Almost found Nonto. What a clearance there from Mark Gay. And now Leeds piling on the pressure. Searching for an equaliser in their battle to stay in the Premier League. Now the ball hit Mateus Nunes' hand across, but I think it might have been tucked in enough. Just a moment ago, don't think VAR can have a look at it. Leeds bringing on 2 more subs. Joel Peru and Jakob Biol. So James Justin makes way. So Peru on, and can he maybe be the hero for Leeds to get something? 3 strikes on the pitch at once. It's a usual thing for Daniel Farker. He loves to go hell for leather for games. So Justin rode on off. Peru and Biol on, so Biol for that extra bit of physicality for corner kicks. So the back three's finally been ditched from Leeds. Need to go for this, and Ryan Shirky's had an excellent game. So Guardiola's responded by bringing on an extra defender. Talpau, Shirky off and Ake on. 3 minutes of normal time left here. Ellen Road Leeds 0. Man City on. Antoine Semenyo with the vital goal, which at the moment is sending Man City 2 points behind Arsenal ahead of their clash with Chelsea tomorrow afternoon. So Ake now on. And Ake will be crucial from these situations because it's a corner kick to come in on the right-hand side from Anton Stack. Stack delivers towards Biol. Heads it just wide. What an entrance that would have been for Jakob Biol. Massive opportunity. Scored against Chelsea at Ellen Road and could have done it against Man City. Stack with the ball bang on the money. And Jakob Biol climbed over Diaz They just rolled wide in the end. And Daniel Farker thought that was going to go, and he looks to the heavens. And he knows that was a big chance for Leeds to get a late equaliser. 2 minutes of normal time left. Leeds 0, Man City 1. Ake flicks on, and now Reinders. Square take Norrie. Norrie was surely caught late from James. Now Rodri goes down. The referee doesn't award Man City a free kick. Rodri certainly less than pleased with that. Throw goes backwards from Leeds. Is Biol. And now Ampadu. Biol again. Biol. Cross here for Strout. Strout now left-footed. Gudmundsson midway inside his own half. Gudmundsson holds onto the ball under pressure from Nunes. Just has to pass it back to Strout. Strout now clips it out towards the right-hand side. So Ampadu down the line for James. Midway inside the Man City half. And now Joel Pirou. Pirou fighting to keep it in play. He's hit it off Norrie. He hasn't, and there's a throw for Man City. And, Pirou frustrated, but yeah, definitely did come off Pirou last. So now into the last minute of normal time. Man City just need to manage this properly. And the pressure is right back on Arsenal for tomorrow. So a throw taken from Norrie, headed forward to Ampadu. Calvert-Lewin, light flick on now. It is Metcher by the corner flag on the right. Metcher hits it off of Nathan Ake. So it will be a throw for Leeds. Ampadu again loves a long throw. And get this one in. And got the likes of Stat Biol. Physicality in the area. So Ethan Ampadu to take the throw here. Heading towards the 90th minute now. Can Leeds get a leveller? Throw comes in, header from Ake. And now volleyed out the box from Reinders. Savinho chasing down Dan James. 6 minutes of stoppage time at Ellen Road. So here's Gudmundsson to Nonto. Bernardo Silva slips. Nonto in the send circle. Out here now for Ampadu. Dan James. James, edge of the box. James puts the cross in, but it's a real poor one. Straight out of play for Dan James, and he just turns away in frustration. Dan James there. Again, it was a good position to get a ball into the likes of Calvert-Lewin and Metcher, but a real waste in the end for Dan James. And now Man City can just take their time with this goal kick. In Leeds, whatever happens, they've still got a healthy gap to the bottom three. Still be 6 ahead of West Ham, but it would be massive for Leeds if they could maybe get a bonus point. They'd probably call it. From this, Semenyo flicked on, cleared from Strout. Now Bernardo Silva, first time left-footed ball. Darlow outside his box. Darlow clears away. That goes straight out of place. That will do nicely for Man City. First minute of the 6th play. Leeds 0, Man City 1. So throw for Ryan Norrie to take it. Norrie actually leaves it, I think. Is he going to leave it for Nathan Ake to take the throw? I think he is. Actually, the referee awards yellow card to Ryan Norrie for taking too long. He's now thrown it back to Nathan Ake to take the throw. Sails over Semenyo's head. Cleared from Biol. Searching for Calvert-Lewin. He's been isolated in the second half. Diaz header only as far as Ampadu. Ampadu now square for Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson can try and drive forwards, but he's been taken out. Gabriel Gudmundsson, another yellow card given from Peter Banks, Man City player, this time Savinho, for clipping Gudmundsson. 2 minutes of the 6th played. Leeds 0, Man City 1. That was Savinho's second yellow of the season. Free kick for Darlow to take. Daniel Farker wants every player nearly up for this one. So Darlow, everyone in the Man City half here for Leeds. Comes in, headed away though. Breaks here for James. James heads it past Norrie. James needs a bit of support here. He's facing out Norrie. Now James gets a cross in, headed away from Diaz. Now Leeds get onto the loose ball. Gudmundsson on the left. Gudmundsson now charging forwards. Now Gudmundsson makes a tackle on Nunes. Rodri across and wins a very clever free kick inside the penalty area. Very good there from Rodri. Not loads of contact, but just enough for him to go down for a free kick. And Gudmundsson, his eyes lit up inside the box, thought he could get to it. Rodri just put himself in between Gudmundsson and the ball. And that was how you do it in defensive midfield. Breaking up the games, winning those free kicks. We're midway into 6 minutes of stoppage time. And Man City getting closer and closer to a crucial 3 points to close that gap to Arsenal. Donnarumma's free kick, headed forwards from Stack, heading out from Ake over the top of Mecha, and lifted towards halfway from Rodri. Flick onto Reinders, hit from Rodon. Now just go back to, no, it's not going to go back to Donnarumma. Nunes is going to have to get to it on the right side of City's defence. He clears it long, heading out from Strout. Now Stack beats Reinders to the ball. Leeds have it, middle of their half with Ampadu. Ampadu to Stack in the send circle, just clipped to Biol. Yaka Biol now. It is Leeds on the ball with Jean Peru. Inside his own half now, Leeds need to get it forward. Ampadu too long though for Metro Calvert-Lewin, just 2 minutes to go. Here Ellen Road, and Leeds had their flurry of pressure, but Man City stood up to it really well. So Donnarumma now releases it right-footed, looking for Strout. Header from Strauken, another header from Diaz in the send circle. Nodding out to Calvert-Lewin, he flicks it on. Headed away from Gay, hooked forward from Rodri, taking on the chest of Ampadu. Just in front of the halfway line, 1.5 minutes of stoppage time to go at Ellen Road. Leeds 0, Man City 1. Is there a late equaliser possibly for Leeds in this? Header for Calvert-Lewin, headed away from Nunes just by the box. And now Stack from the centre, just strokes it to Strout. And now Gudmundsson trying to get on the outside of Savinho. Savinho makes the tackle, and Savinho comes away with the ball. Brilliant work for Savinho. Now inside to Silva. Silva now back towards Savinho. The Leeds get to it first. Stack sliding towards it. Minute left. There'll be an opportunity for Leeds to get this forwards. Darlow short for Ampadu. Ampadu direct. It's a poor ball though. Cleared away for Savinho. Header from Biol. Now Strout. Strout searching for Mecha. Volleyed away from Diaz. Now a little touch and Nonto to Mecha. Here's Anton Stack in the middle. Stack into the feet of Ampadu. Man City, everyone behind the ball. Ampadu gets the cross in Mecha's header. No one's there at the back post. And Donnarumma gets to it, and that was the opportunity for Leeds. If only there was somebody running in. Mecha set up the header perfectly. No one running onto it though. Daniel Farker frustrated. Donnarumma goes long. Ampadu heads down. Piru drops deep to give it to Biol. 10 seconds left. Is there one last chance for Leeds? Long from Strout. Calvert-Lewin can't beat Gay in the air. He's been unbelievable today. Ainori now. The 6 minutes are up. Ainori long down the left-hand side. He's hit it out of play. And it's now, well, I think it's going to be a throw here for Leeds United. Just in front of the halfway line. So now Biol goes long. There goes the full-time whistle. What a massive win for Manchester City. One of the toughest places at the moment to go to in the Premier League. And they come away with all 3 points. Antoine Semenyo, that's why they brought him in January.